let's get into that first topic right now. Is Labour in crisis? Get your calls coming in now. We've just heard that Keir Starmer has sacked Peter Mandelson. Yesterday, the Prime Minister said he had confidence in Peter Mandelson and that he was playing an important role in UK-US relations. But this has changed in light of additional information and emails written by Mandelson. Now, the Foreign Office has released this statement. They said the emails show that the depth and extent of Peter Mandelson's relationship with Jeffrey Epstein is materially different from that known at the time of his appointment. In particular, Peter Mandelson's suggestion that Jeffrey Epstein's first conviction was wrongful and should be changed is new information. Now, last week, the party was thrown into turmoil, of course, when Angela Rayner resigned. This is another big loss for the government. Remember, we're just 10 days in the new parliamentary session since summer recess. Narinder, is this Labour in crisis?
No, I don't think it is. I think the appointment of Mandelson was always very dubious, although I think Trump's involved in the very same scrubby scandal, but he's been allowed to, stay there. I think his position there, he has been effective. And I think Starmer defending him yesterday was a big no-no. But the fact that Starmer has sacked him immediately, he hasn't dithered for 2 weeks, he hasn't dithered for, a few days.
That's not what Kelly Badenoch saying. She just put a statement out on Twitter. She said the PM dithered when he needed to be decisive.
No, I don't agree with that. I think the Tory government, when they had all their scandals, you would see Boris Johnson dithering for about 2 or 3 weeks. You'd see Rishi Sunak dithering for... Starmer has said from the beginning, if there's any scandal in my government, I'm going to get rid of that person. He's done the same with Rayner, although I think that was a mistake, and he's done the same with Mandelson. I don't think he was aware of these emails, and I think as soon as it came to light, right, he's gone. The funny thing is with Mandelson, he's a funny character. He knew about all these emails. He should never even put himself up for the position. He should have resigned immediately. I mean, the fact that we've had to sack him, and the fact that he knew about all of this and still took the position.
He does have a reputation of being sacked and coming back to the political
This is a
career.
third resignation,
yeah,
isn't it?
And famously, he's the one who said, I'm a fighter, not a quitter. Lowri, is Labour in crisis? I mean, Angela Rayner, Peter Mandelson, two political beasts had to be got rid of 10 days after summer recess.
But this is actually the fourth person from the government who's had to resign in the space of 1 year. Yes, 2 this week, but 4 in all. Yes, of course he's in crisis. But the thing is that he's the problem, but everybody else around him, he's just reorganising.
When you say Starmer is the problem.
Absolutely.
Well, I should tell you, I'm just hearing now that Sir Ed Davey, leader of the Liberal Democrats, has said that Keir Starmer needs to come to Parliament now and explain what he knew when.
Well, no. I mean, I think that, of course, what we want to know is, what is this new evidence? I mean, I'm thinking,
they're saying,
how bad can it be? I mean, it must be pretty embarrassing.
It's bad enough.
It is bad enough. The fact that when Jeffrey Epstein, and this is 2008, and I want to get this right, when he was facing prosecution for soliciting sex from a minor, so very, very serious allegation. That's when Peter Mandelson emailed him saying, your friends are going to stay with you and they love you. You need to fight for release. The whole thing has been years of torture, and now you have to show the world how big a person you are and how strong.
And it just makes him look like some terrible arse kisser, doesn't it? Because, of course, Epstein, sorry for that word, but Epstein is very rich. And the thing about Peter Mandelson is he's very, very well connected. He likes rich people, famously likes rich people. And the reason he was given the job as ambassador is because he knows everybody after years of this kind of sucking up to the rich.
Let's go back to the crux.
Trump put him there. I think Trump wanted him there. And Starmer will do anything to keep Trump happy. I think he's been placed there.
But by all accounts, we should say that before this started, it was generally accepted, not just by the Labour government, but even by the Conservatives and everyone in Parliament, that Peter Mandelson was doing a good job
And you
as
said,
ambassador.
I think he should still be there.
Because you think he shouldn't have been sacked?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Because I think if we're doing this purity test, how far do we go back? Do we go 10 years?
How can you
do we go 20 years?
Someone working for the British government as ambassador who was defending a
best friend with a...
Because I think if you took a look at the email private emails of many people over 20, 30
No, but he
years.
would
You
be
might find some
convicted at this
embarrassing ones.
point.
Yeah,
He'd been convicted
I'm
at
not
this
defending his
point.
behaviour. I'm saying that's who he is. But when you get into those kind of circles, it's like, oh, darling, you've been accused of what? How terrible for you. I mean, it just comes across as somebody who's just desperate to stay friends. That's why he was
I want to
appointed.
come back to Keir Starmer, because that's
He's
what we're talking about.
dealt with it efficiently.
Whether
He has dealt
do you
with it.
think he's dealt with this
He
efficiently?
has, because look, it's been a day.
But yesterday he was in Parliament,
But I don't think he
Narendra,
knew.
saying, I have
Correct.
confidence in the ambassador.
Because I don't think he'd seen all these emails, and I think immediately, 9 o'clock in the morning, he's fired.
Hang on a minute. So you're telling me that the Prime Minister is waiting for the Daily Telegraph and the Sun to
he may
publish
not.
these
Do you
emails,
know-
and he didn't know?
Well, maybe
I mean,
he
that's a
didn't, we
bigger
don't-
concern.
Well, OK, then let's switch the question. Are you saying that he saw those emails and kept him in position?
I don't know.
Exactly, you wouldn't. No one would.
I don't know.
No one would.
Hang on.
Starmer did not see those emails and think, oh, you know what? I'm going to stick up for him. He saw them after and thought,
But the connection between Jeffrey Epstein and Peter Mandelson has been known for decades. So was it bad judgment in the first place to send Peter Mandelson to Washington?
I think, like I said before, I think he was placed there by Trump. Trump is involved in the very same scandal. And no,
he wasn't
Trump's
placed
still
there by
I think so. I think he was very friendly.
Yeah, he was placed by Starmer because he knew Trump, and because he knows many people, important people.
Course,
and Starmer's a non-entity, and he needed somebody, a heavy hitter, internationally, and that's what Mandelson is. And he's very good at his job. I think he's kind of slimy and the Prince of Darkness, he was famously called, of course.
This has the potential of the Trump visit next week, later on this month, of being even bigger than it was as a problem for Keir Starmer. Already we've had reports that people are planning to protest the visit, etc. But now imagine that press conference, because you have a man, Keir Starmer, who has just fired his ambassador because of links to Jeffrey Epstein. Well, guess who else is standing on that podium next to him with the links to Jeffrey Epstein? What are the questions that are going to be coming?
But so far
Trump's
we haven't
way?
seen letters from Trump saying, "Oh, poor you."
The birthday card.
Which we don't even know whether that's genuine or not. I think again, Jeffrey Epstein was very well connected to members of the Democrat Party, for example,
and the royal family.
Yes,
but let's bring it back to Labour. You think that he's handled this well?
The reason I think he's handled it well is because, unlike his predecessors, he has literally fired people immediately. He said he was going to do that, and he has done that. And we're going to have to respect that, because most prime ministers don't do that. They dither. He has not dithered. His appointment of him was not a great decision.
Let's find out what people are saying at home. James is in Caerphilly. James, welcome. Good morning. Do you think that Labour are in crisis? Losing two huge names within 10 days of Parliament, coming back to sit and carry on with politics?
I would suggest our government is on the point of collapse.
That far?
Wow.
That far. Our Prime Minister did not, like you said, Alexis, our Prime Minister certainly wouldn't be waiting for the Daily Telegraph to come out today. In my opinion, he knew, and he simply hoped it wouldn't come out. It came out this morning, and he supposedly acted. He knew, in my opinion.
But
we
James...
had MI5 and MI6, let me finish. We have MI5 and MI6 advising our Prime Minister on matters of security and the good name of our government. And our Prime Minister didn't know. Of course he knew.
But James, I understand what you're saying, and I agree, but I don't think any Prime Minister or any human would know about these letters and think, oh, no, I'm going to keep him on. That doesn't make sense. Starmer wouldn't have known this. I don't think he'd seen these emails. And when he did, I think he thought, oh, my God, and he sacked him immediately. Immediately.
Could it be that he knew about the emails but didn't know that they were going to be leaked or released?
But if Keir Starmer, he's a decent person. He would have looked at those emails and been horrified like we all are. Why would he have not been horrified?
I'm just shocked that people are shocked, I suppose, because I think that when you get up to the levels of power you're talking about with Epstein and that Mandelson moved in, I reckon there's all kinds of terrible... people with an awful lot of power misuse it. So I think that you do the deal with the devil. You need somebody who knows the right people. He may well have known about those emails, but he decided it was worth it for the fact... And he has done a good job.
I want to get back to James. James, I mean, you're saying that you think the government's on the verge of collapse. So you're not going to give Keir Starmer any credit for at least acting quickly, let me remind you of Boris Johnson, for example. He was facing the same issues of his judgment when it came to Chris Pincher. Remember, that was one of the contributing factors which saw so many ministers resign, where he kept backing someone, even though the story was going against the Prime Minister. In this occasion, Keir Starmer, yes, he defended him yesterday, but seeing as this more information came to light, he's acted very quickly this morning, getting rid of his ambassador. Does he earn any brownie points for that, if you like, from you?
Certainly not. In my opinion, Alexis, he knew of the impending doom, and he simply wished it go away, like he has done in the past couple of months when we lost 4 ministers of the Crown. Our government is at a point where it's literally teetering over the edge. OK,
James, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for getting us started. David's in Cumbria. David, welcome to the show. Good morning. Do you think Labour are in crisis? 2 huge names, only 10 days into this session of Parliament. Two big names gone. Is that a government in crisis?
Absolutely. To lose 4 people in less than a year is not great. But I was saying to your researcher that I do PR for a living, and had Angela Rayner come to me a month ago, I could have probably saved her. But there was absolutely no way that anyone could save Mandelson, and it was clear Monday or Tuesday already that he was going to go. Well, it was to me, if that makes sense.
Do you think it was the right decision to fire Peter Mandelson?
They had no choice. It was because with stories, and you do stuff as well, with stories you get the situation where it's drip, drip, drip. And this would have, if he hadn't sacked him, this would have gone on for 2, 3, 4 weeks because more and more information would have come out. Yeah, well, we saw Kemi Badenoch yesterday used all 6 of her questions to pressure the Prime Minister on Peter Mandelson. David, Sir Ed Davey, leader of the Liberal Democrats, is saying the Prime Minister needs to come to the House, into the House of Commons, and explain what he knew when. Is this going to be potentially dangerous for Keir Starmer? I think it probably is. I think that whenever you get a situation where there is more, and presumably there's more to come out. I don't know. I'm guessing.
Well, yesterday in Peter Mandelson's interview with Harry Cole from The Sun, he said there are more embarrassing emails which are undoubtedly going to come to light. So you're probably right.
Yeah. Oh, well, as I say, I don't know. As I say, I couldn't, there was no way that anyone in PR could save Mandelson, I don't believe. I mean,
if you think about it, he's nipped it in the bud. It's gone. Let's say more embarrassing emails do come out. So what? He's gone now. Starmer has dealt with it. He's finished. He's done.
I just think this is also about the fighting within the Labour Party. Mandelson sat on the right of the Labour Party. Right. They've just lost Angela Rayner. This is the revenge of the left. He couldn't maybe be seen to hold on to him because of where he sits
politically. There was a lot of anger in the House yesterday, that defence of Peter Mandelson by the Prime Minister. David, thank you. Let's take another call. Catherine's in Fife. Catherine, is the Labour government in a crisis?
Yes, I would say completely. What I would like to see, and it's probably, well, it has already been mentioned, is I think that Keir Starmer did already know about it, but the fact is that it's now come out, so he's now had to deal with it. If nothing had come out about it, then nothing would have happened. And I would like to just obviously hear what you've got to say about that, but as well as the 2 lovely ladies on the panel, I don't think they're addressing the situation, and I'm speaking as a parent. So this person was a convicted paedophile, and we've got to realise that that is what the point is that we're dealing with here. Why would you want to actually just push that to the side and talk about everything else and if, buts and maybes? Why would we allow somebody who is in high power to associate with this person?
Yeah. Catherine, thank you. They are good questions. For many people, the appointment of Peter Mandelson as US ambassador was already controversial because we already knew of his connections with Jeffrey Epstein. Well, look, thank you for your calls and your messages. We're going to move on now.